Well, welcome to another episode of Let the Truth Be Told. My name is Sean Williams, and I'm here with my dear friend Hub, and we're going to get it in once again. Hey, thanks, Ian, for being at the studio today. He's the man behind the scenes.
Yeah, hadn't seen Egan in a while.
Yeah.
It's good to see Egan.
Yeah, good to see Jake when we walked in today, too. So in the absence of Jason over here, I guess he's got some bigger and better things. That's what he get paid the big bucks for. So I thank the Lord for just all you guys that tune into us every week. I mean, Hub, you like me, you run into people all the time. Man, that's been you was at church this past week.
I was at church last night at Pastor Simmons' got revival night at New Generation.
Okay.
And a guy told me, man, we ready for another episode of Let the Truth Be Told. He said, I done watched this episode 2 or 3 times. I said, well, Sean called me early in the week and we're about to tape a new one.
So this what it is.
I really, it motivates me to want to keep it straight 100.
Okay.
Not bitter, not negative, but straight 100.
That's right.
Because it lets you know some people appreciate the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Some people want to hear a lie.
Yeah.
You know, but some people do appreciate the truth, and most important, recognize the truth.
That's what's up, man. And I think that's where God got us at this moment in our lives. I thank the Lord for everything that He's took us through,
yes,
good and bad.
Yes.
To be able to be at this point in our lives, to be able to bring a word to our people that's going to encourage somebody, make our community a lot better. And this episode, we're going to talk about some men and make men better.
Yeah.
And so, so I thank the Lord for this program. I thank the Lord for all you guys that encourage us throughout wherever we go, to tell us to keep on keeping on and keep up the good work. Because I know I run into a lot of brothers that tell me, man, no matter what, keep on going, man. Keep on going.
Yeah.
And it's feeding their souls.
Yeah.
It's feeding their souls.
Yeah.
And so I thank the Lord for you. Continue to just keep on tuning in to us every single time. I see I got some people all the way from Michigan viewing right now, you know.
You got a young guy that's in office in Michigan, don't you?
Oh, yeah, that's that. Yeah. I got a cousin. He's a state rep. He's a state rep.
Youngest in the history
youngest state rep in the history in the state of Michigan.
Yes, Lord.
And so that big shots out there.
Yeah.
Jewel Jones is the name. Jewel Jones.
Yeah. So he's the Carol Ammons of Michigan.
He's the Carol Ammons. He's also in a military. He's in the military active right now.
Okay.
And he's also an Inkster police officer.
Oh, wow.
So young man on the road, so doing big things, a big role model.
Yeah. Either we got to do what we supposed to do, or God gonna move us out the way and put some of these young guys with energy and young women with energy.
Yeah.
His mission gonna be accomplished.
Yeah. So I thank the Lord. Great segment on last time, Hub. Tip my hat off to you, man. Just a good segment. We've been rolling with some pretty good segments, man.
Yeah.
The Lord's been putting the word into our spirits, and it's all about having an ear to hear the people.
Yeah.
You know, the wilderness is crying out for a voice, man. You know, and and we definitely got that ear to the wilderness.
Yeah.
To be able to hear that voice.
Be able to hear the voice.
And that relationship.
Yeah.
That relationship with the people, you know, whether if it's weighed up here, you know, if it's on an economic level, weighed up here because those people are discouraged also.
That's right.
Or if it's down here on the ground.
That's right.
On the ground.
That's right.
You say the architect chamber up here.
That's right.
And I call that and this construction site down there. Or the battlefield.
Yes, sir.
And we got an ear down there,
yes, sir.
you know, to the wilderness crying out for a voice.
Yes,
and so just giving you the backdrop of what the program's going to be. We'll start to roll into the program because it's going to be a lengthy program. It's going to be an educational program, and hopefully we can pull a lot of nuggets out there that will help somebody just be a better person.
Yes, sir.
But just giving you the backdrop we always entitle these programs, and this particular program is called Man Up.
Man Up.
This program is called Man Up. This program is called Man Up.
Man Up.
And just kind of giving you a backdrop, you know, Hub, over the course of these last couple months. You know, we've seen a lot happen in the community. I mean, we've seen stuff happen just directly in this immediate community. We've seen some murders happen. We've seen some health issues happen with some of our friends. We've seen a lot of people just broken up relationships. You know, we've seen a lot of people turn their back on just even want to hear positivity. You know, because of just discouragement.
Just
you know,
discouraged.
Just
Hope.
Just done lost all hope.
Yes, sir.
You know,
yes, sir.
we've seen folks, you know, over these last few segments walk away from the church. You know, discouraged, with a church hurt. You know, don't want to hear nothing about it. You know, and so we're just in a season of just discouragement. And I'm going to go right here with men. And so when we look at and you more biblically inclined than me.
No.
Yeah. You know, I got some stuff hidden in my heart. You know.
You know what just dropped in my spirit? The Julio phase is over.
Yeah.
You know, Julio word was jumping.
Yeah.
Folks was coming up with all kind of stuff they was gonna do. That lasted about 2 weeks. Now folks back to normal.
Well, you know,
and let me say this: Julio did what God called him to do. It's up to us to take it. And I'm not saying everybody, because we got some people that's taking the reign, but we need all hands on deck. Everybody that was in that funeral should be doing something different.
Yeah. Oh man, you know, I mean, funerals happen. And I was laying in the bed this morning, about 4 o'clock this morning, and I'm just thinking. You know, and I may be hitting Facebook a little bit in and out, and then I was checking the news because that, you know, I always do that. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, man, death taps an emotional lever that you will never see that emotional trigger hit at too many different angles, but death.
Right.
It taps something to the spirit. It goes straight to the spirit. It's something that rips you. And when you walk away from dealing with that death, I mean, you done left something there. So when that person passes away, if it was really, really close, you kind of leave something right there. And every time it happens, it tears a little something from you.
I don't want to get too far off because I know we manning up. But you just spoke a scripture. That's the Sean Williams version. But really what you was talking about is Ecclesiastes around the 7th chapter, where it says when people look death in the face, it opens up their pores. You know, the message that Darren preached this message. But between Julio's message and you staring death in the face, it opens up your pores. And you have to realize that one day I'm going to move the same way this moved. And it provokes you, or it should provoke you to think.
To do something better.
Ponder your path.
To do something better.
Yeah, that's scripture, what you just said. While you said, I know the scripture. You just hit the scripture. Bishop Ryder be proud about you if he was here.
Them old saints.
He said his labor wasn't in vain.
Hey, man, you know, and you need, and you need them tools.
You need them.
You need them tools when you're working around in the wilderness right now.
Yes, sir.
You trying to win in the wilderness.
You trying to win in the wilderness.
Man, you trying to win in this society we're dealing with today. Man, when we're dealing with a president that's heckling sexual abuse women, that's heckling them to get likes.
You know what the Lord put in my spirit right now? The rules of the game is there's no rules. So if you out there playing the game, it ain't no rules.
When you got the #1 man in the world laughing at folk, the #1 man that should be encouraging folk laughing at folk. They're supposed to be setting an example for folk, laughing at folk because they doing bad or something bad happened to him, and he laughing on a worldwide stage, thinking it's funny. Man, you got folks right there in your circle laughing at you, wishing it was you, and you all on Facebook telling them your issues, and they glad it's you. You thinking they there to help you.
Man up.
Encourage you.
Man up.
But you got to man up.
Man up.
You got to man up. You got to man up. You know, it brings me back to, you know, because we related all of this to biblical because that's just the blueprint. And so it brings me back to David, where David had to encourage himself because he had nobody else. He had nobody else. So when we talk about manning up with all these different issues, you know, because I look at a lot of these guys that talk about mentoring. Oh, I'm going to be okay, well, let me go mentor. And when I look at mentoring, right, and I'm not saying this like I got it all together.
Right.
I'm working on, I'm a work in progress. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. So that's why I go to the water and I go to the well to go get me some help. But it's so many of us don't even want no help no more, okay? And so that's the reason why I do that. So when we talk about mentoring, okay, mentoring is mimicking a lifestyle or mimicking something that I do, you know? And so now I can teach it to somebody else. But when our lifestyles is where we didn't got morality's at an all-time low, man. You know, our sympathy and being having empathy for somebody else in their situations at an all-time low. When we like seeing other people,
no compassion.
we have no compassion for people, man. It's at an all-time low. You know, where we don't pause for the cause. You know, we don't pause. You know, we have a young man, 16 years old, murdered in the community, and it's just go in with the rest of the bunch. You know, we have a young lady that's sitting back. You know, she's so hurt. You know, she lost her son. She lost her son's best friend a couple years ago. And I'd seen her message. You know, and nobody's running over there saying, "Girl, you're all right. Is everything okay? Let me pray with you." Do the rest of the kids need some mental help right now? You know, we waiting for somebody to come to the office.
Yeah.
We waiting for somebody, or we waiting for the next.
Because we don't really care.
Because what we doing is we waiting for the next time it happens. And then we want to rally and go try to put the fire out.
Yeah, I don't do marches no more.
No.
I was doing marches in 2008, 9, and 10 with you.
Yeah.
And then I started looking at, this is just a cycle, man. And you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I can do and do what I can control. You talked about mentoring. Ryan Green was my principal 3 or 4 years ago when I started this. I'm talking about manning up.
Yes, sir.
And when I told him that I wanted to do it, I don't want you to compete with the after-school program. I said, no, I ain't going to. Anybody can go to after-school program. All I got to do is get out of school and walk right over there. I said, but what I got, I don't want no after-school nothing. You going to get up out the bed if you want what I got. I done been through hell and back. I done been in 3 tours. 20 years in the military, grew up in Dunbar Court. I got something to tell you to help you not make the bad decisions I made. I'm on my 3rd marriage. I got something to tell you, partner.
Right.
But if you want it, you're going to have to get out the bed.
Right.
This ain't no wimpy wimp. This ain't for no numbers. I'd rather have 7 at 7 a.m. than 27 at 3:30 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Because I know them 7 at 7 a.m., they got some want to in them.
Man.
And because I stood on that, and because I have the principles, God has blessed me with the compassion that you talk about, we up to 55. I don't know what to do with them all. I don't know what to do.
Man.
I don't know what to do, but I know that all kids ain't bad.
You know, when you said that, man, about being hungry for change, because that's hungry for change. You know, the wilderness is crying out for a voice from the young folks.
But we got to man up.
So for them young folks right there, you manning up for them, and they see that you trying to pour something in them that they need. You know, because they understand in their short lifespan, in their short knowledge of things, they know they need something. They know they missing something. You know, something that the parent don't even see. Something that the parent don't even see that they need, you know, because they distracted. They distracted. You know, they discouraged. The household discouraged. And the next thing can't be but destruction. And so when the kid around there hearing and seeing all that, man, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. I better get up at 7. I was thinking about that when you just said that, because Eric Thomas got something on one of his motivations. And he said that an old man was telling this other guy, man, you know, okay, you want some change, meet me at the beach at 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, man, meet you at the beach at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then, so he told him he meet him at the beach. He met him at the beach at 4 o'clock in the morning. He had him walk out there in the ocean. And he had told him to keep on walking, keep on walking, keep on walking, keep on walking. Then finally he got on out there and he held him down. And he held him down and held him down and held him down. And Eric started saying in his speech, what was he trying to do? And he asked all the students, what was he trying to do? And then they said something, then somebody said he's trying to breathe. He said, when you want to succeed like you trying to breathe, then you own something.
Then you own something.
You gotta, man.
And Sean, and you've been there numerous of times, so you know. But man, Matt Starks, who used to be the principal of Urbana up until this year, one of the things I love about, and there's some things that I didn't like about Matt, but one of the things that I love about Matt is he stood at the door and met every student in the morning. And so I tried that last week, looked every student in the eye, man, and I wanted to cry. Shout out to the parents who was dropping them off. See, the parents realize that it takes a village. I love my son, I love my daughter, white, black, brown, but I don't have all the answers. Here's a guy that has a staff that's really to help us. Rantoul is a village. It takes a village.
Yes, sir.
And so when I pulled what Matt Starks taught me and met them and saw them kids' eyes, them students' eyes, man, it ain't no better feeling in the world. Because they want it, man. Now, we done had some problems over in the banner. My daughter go to the banner, man. And so somebody need to do something different.
Man, you know, we just dealt with that. We just dealt with the superintendent.
Because it ain't all the kids.
We dealt with the superintendent of the schools over there, and we dealt with the assistant guy over there at Urbana. And we had a dialogue on the radio about this same conversation a couple weeks ago, last week. And so it's issues. It's not just, it's just not here, right here in this community. It's across the country, man. And it's an array of different issues that's going on simultaneously. Because we done fed into this right now society, so everybody need to get it now, and forget about the rest, and I don't at any cost. And the cost is costing us lives.
It's costing us lives, and it's so frustrating, Sean, because I'm getting inboxes. You know, can you come to this school? Can you come to this school? But you taught me, man, don't let these people wear you out. Because you'll be gone and dead, and they'll still be gone. And so I'm strategic.
They be talking about Hub was a good dude.
Yeah, Hub was a good dude. Pour out a little look, playing taps. But I'm strategic. One of the things I learned from T.D. Jakes, when he first started preaching, everybody wanted him to preach. He couldn't be everywhere for everybody. You got to be strategic. And right now, I'm rolling with Rantoul, right? Let me say Rantoul City Schools. I'm rolling with, let me be clear about this. I'm rolling with the city of Rantoul, but with emphasis on the city schools because that's who allowed me to open my program. Now, I'm always watching for young men and young women who had the type of passion that we have. But if we put somebody in this school, they have to be like-minded because we ain't chasing no check. You see what I'm saying? And so the wilderness crying out for a voice, Sean, but as you, and we still ain't got to your subject, but you have to find some men that's willing to man up. Because this ain't no check the block issue. These kids are so wise, they can smell fakeness a mile away. Or they can smell you checking the block just to say you doing something. That's old. I watched that for 10 years.
Right.
I watched it. I laid back and watched it. I did. You helped me. We did Backbone of the Home. We did 1,000 Men Praying. We did Coaching Yourself in the Future. All those was just fillers. But the main thing that really let me know that we was on the right thing was the first thing me and you did together. BLT. And it was so powerful. We ain't supposed to be next to each other. That's why some folks tripping, because we, I ain't gonna blame it on you,
sir.
We allowed somebody to come between us and it hurt 90-something men. But we coming back more wiser and more stronger and with the help of the Lord.
You know, and I feel the same way with North End Breakfast Club. I feel the same way with North End Breakfast Club because we was on to something. But everybody has their own individual ideal of what stuff should look like, what it should work like. When we just supposed to have been just top surface, something that was not done in this community. It's just men breaking bread to each other.
Breaking bread.
Because we all different.
Yeah.
We all different.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
God made us all different for a reason. We all shouldn't be a cookie cutter. We all come from different backgrounds.
We got to celebrate.
You know,
we got to
so
celebrate.
once we learn how to celebrate each other,
sir. Yes,
you know,
sir.
and so let me just give you the backdrop of what's going on for men in America.
Okay.
You know, so let's go with the incarceration rate.
Okay.
I pulled a few statistics earlier. As of 2014, 73% more men are more likely to be incarcerated. Okay, and that's 5,031,000 men are incarcerated in America, versus 581,000 women.
5 million.
5 million men.
And 580,000.
Opposed to 500,000 women.
Wow, that's tides. That's tides. It's 10%.
80% of the suicides in America, 80% of the suicides in America happen to men. Men are more likely, 3 times more likely to commit suicide opposed to women. Just done gave up. Just done threw the towel in. Just done threw the towel in. Then threw the towel in. So when we look at, let's look at the designation of men, the way we started, the way men were started, the way God would want it to be. There's some things in place, and I always go right back to the Bible on whether I do it or not. That's the blueprint. I'm gonna keep it 100 to get back on the right track when you know you ain't on the right track.
Motel 6. See, he gonna leave the light on for you.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with
you might be way
across the board.
You might be way over there, but he gonna leave the light on for you.
And so that gets you right back on the right track, But the designation, the way God designed us as men. Okay, because and you go back forward. So let's go with Adam.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then when he got lonely,
yes, sir.
Then God created him something.
Yes, sir.
Through men, right?
Yes, sir.
Through a man, right?
Right.
Okay. And so then we designed right here, right? Men are, and I was reading some stuff up on David. And it talked about men of valor. It talked about being strong and courageous and just the way David liked to be celebrated and those type of things and how he fought. But he also know he needed God. And so it talks about him seeking. He was sought after God's own heart. Because he know he needed something else down along the line. So I kind of did a little snippet of some research to find out where we at and where we started at. Because Mother Hattie said, if you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you're going. Yeah. So I took a little bit of that wisdom that she said and said, well, okay, let me do a little research without getting stuck. Okay, because some people get stuck right there, and that way they don't think no further. So I don't want to get stuck, but I need to get on where we're at. Okay, and so then dealing with these issues that we got now and how we see men today and how our young cats see us today. And when they see men today, the only guys that they pretty much want to respect is guys they see that's on. Guys that's playing. When I talk to you gentlemen, what do you want to be? I want to be a football player. I want to be a basketball player. I want to be a rapper. Every now and then you see somebody to say they want to be an attorney. Or every now and then you see somebody say I want to be an engineer. Or, I ran into one young man that said he wanted to be a chemist. You don't find that too often. A lot of these guys around here, they need it right now. They thugging. I mean, I wish you look at bookings. I wish you would to just look at bookings and see how many of our young men are making bad decisions, domestic violence, beating up folks, so angry and bitter and mad and so frustrated.
In my special ed class right now, I just had a test last night, they talk a lot about coping mechanisms. And they talking about it as a child. But as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking about when God asked Adam, where art thou? And Adam said, I was naked. So I hid myself. See, the men have to be everybody's hero. You're trying to please your mama, you're trying to please your wife, you're trying to please your kids, you're trying to please the boss, you're supposed to be the provider of the home. You got all these different coming at you.
Right.
And you trying to hold them all down. You know what I'm saying? I got a few days off, no school Friday, no school Monday. So boom, I take my daughter, my oldest daughter, I take her to breakfast because I got to get in some time, just me and her.
Yeah.
I got my grandkids here. I ain't really kicked it with them in a month and a half, so I'm trying to get in some time because them pop-out grandkids, they want to hoop, 2 boys, and then Nia. And so you got all these things pulling at you, and you trying to be a real man.
Yeah.
See, a real, I ain't talking about what these girls going after these guys with their pants hanging down. I'm talking about a real man. If you a real man, if you manning up, it's a whole lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And man, sometime when they manning up, the pressure get to them, and they hide in a bottle. They hide in some mollies. They hide in some weed. Some of them had him because the pressure's getting to him. And Adam said I was naked and ashamed, so I hid myself. So they finding all these different coping mechanisms to hide themselves. And so, but it gets so bad, see, when you get so bad and you hiding yourself in this and you hiding yourself in that, you're hiding yourself in the casino or a ball game, you're trying to go to every game so you don't have to, so you can escape. So then you start getting diabetes, high blood pressure. You see what I'm saying? And then some men, rather than put up with all the pressures, they rather escape. They rather end it all, man. You got so much stuff going on, Whip, with your job, your personal life, your other job, and your other job. One of your job is to spray haterade everywhere. That's a whole full-time job. And so, man, you know what? I'm listen to me. I love God. You hear me? I ain't perfect, but my heart is for God and to do the things that he's called me to do. I'm connected. And this is a lot of pressure for me. What do you think the guys that don't know God? What do you think these young guys that don't nobody believe in them? Don't nobody believe in them. They got a convicted felon. Their daddy didn't show them nothing. But they got a homie that's going to drink with them and smoke with them and pop mollies. And they get to doing all that. And that's all the spirit of Satan. Then he get in their ear. Man, they ready to, they listen to the music. They ready to go shoot somebody now.
Wow. Man, you got me. You got my mind going. You got me in awe just listening to you. Because I know the feeling on some of those things. I done been there.
You gotta know the feeling. You running 2 or 3 different businesses. You gotta know the feeling and trying to do the right. Let me say this and I'm gonna shut up. The fact that you just trying to do the right thing, you gotta know the feeling. We trying to do right. Not to mention the police pulled me over on campus the other day after he let 2 people make the right turn and didn't say none of them, but he want to stop me. Looked me right in my eyes and did a U-turn. He thought he had him one. No, buddy, you ain't got you one. I'm out here making an honest living. Leave me alone, man.
Right.
Leave me alone. You mad because I'm in a Rover? And you in a company car? Leave me alone, man. Right. I'm trying to make sure these college students don't be driving drunk. Leave me alone, man.
You on the team.
My daughter says she want to go to med school. Leave me alone,
You
man.
on the team. You on the team. You out here trying to save.
I done served 20 years in the military and you mad. You should have went. Man. You ain't like your job being the police. Change jobs. Leave me alone, man. And I'm trying to do right. What about the guys who don't know how to? Underwood raised me right. Gabby raised you right. We had men of integrity raising us. So we know.
Man.
I'm shutting up, man.
I'm looking at the young man that they got the big trial going on in Chicago right now. Right now. He ain't know to throw the knife down. Ain't nobody that showed him nothing. He angry. He bitter. He mad. He frustrated. He couldn't do the right thing. But he had more arsenal. He had more stuff in the toolbox. Maybe he could have did the right thing and stun gunned him or something. Took the man up out of here. Man, we had a time in the season right now, man, where men, I don't care what color you are, you're on the hit list. The devil out here to get the men.
Yeah.
Kill, steal, and destroy.
Yeah, he said, let the women leave in Genesis. He said, but any man, male child, you kill him. He was after the zebra. The zebra is the seed. And the man, boy, you get me deep. The male carries the seed. Ain't no woman dictating whether it's a boy or girl. We dictate whether it's a girl or boy. We got the seed in us. And he wanted to kill the seed because he didn't want Jesus to come. And so he said, he told all the midwives, if it's a girl, let him live. If it's a man, kill him. And even Satan's so slick, he got the women. The women want to wear the man pants. The women want to run a house so they can. Let me tell you something. God gave the woman to us to help complete us. But the devil got the women taking the L out of complete, right, which is love. Take the L out, now they competing with us.
Wow. Wow. I listened to T.D. Jakes say something similar to that. He said something in the realm that a good man looking for a good woman, but a good woman trying to be a good man.
Come on, man.
We just in a man. We in a tough place, man.
We in a tough place.
We in a tough place,
Tough
man.
place.
When wrong seem right and right seem wrong. You know, we're in a place right now, man, where it's so many people that's just then gave up on even want to connect themselves with a man.
Can I be honest with you? My heart's desire is to have my own school. I might even plea bargain to just be a principal one day. But right now, this minute, if I was a principal, my staff would probably be 75% women. Because they going to get it done, man. They going to get it done. And I ain't knocking the men, but ain't enough men manning up. And so I will have the quality of school that I want to run. I got to go with the women.
Yeah.
Is it going to hurt the young African-American males if ain't no African-American teachers? Yeah, it's going to hurt. But see, that's the trick of the enemy. Obama said it. We need more women in leadership. And I got to roll with that. Why? Because men ain't manning up. But it's two sides to the coin. It's some reasons men ain't manning up.
So let's go back. Let's take a Mother Hattie snippet and go back a little bit.
Okay.
And I'll go back to say even my child. Okay. Because I was listening to some more Jakes and so when you go back to men being celebrated, it's so many things that don't have us where we being celebrated. And when we like to win. So being in competitive in nature and being in sports and things like that, even when growing up, I didn't have my mama couldn't make it to the game. So I didn't really have nobody on the sideline cheering me on. And so when you look at that and you use that same method with life, a lot of men ain't got a lot of people cheering them on in life, And so when you go to the crib and the people that's supposed to be cheering you on ain't even cheering you on.
Right. Well, you know why? See, it's a trick of the enemy. Because now we need women in the workplace, right? So my wife is a professional. She gets down. She got about 15 employees. And she's a Cornell grad. She cold-blooded. So everybody cheering her on. But she can't come home and say, I'm doing the same thing you doing, so I ain't going to cheer you on. Because guess what? What you don't cheer me on, then guess what? They cheer me on.
Leave the room for the infiltrator.
Wait a minute, they cheer me on. Now let me tell you something. We get on the plane, women gonna bring out, they gonna show on their phones kids and grandkids. We swapping business cards.
Right.
So a woman need to be loved,
yes,
but
sir.
a man need to be respected.
Yeah.
So as a woman, because you getting all this respect, you getting all this juice at work, you come home and don't think you gotta respect your man, you're nuts. You still got to respect your man. He has to love you.
Yes, sir.
Because if the man don't love you, some man that work for you out there gonna love you. But it goes both ways.
Yes,
but because women are so awesome and in so great positions, some of them get the spirit of amnesia and forget that they still got to go home and get a husband respect.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not no great big Hillary and Bill fan, but the one thing I go to my grave loving what Hillary said. I'm standing by my man. Period. Y'all not finna divide us. I handle him when he get home, but in front of y'all, I'm with my man.
Yeah.
Bill is my man. Y'all ain't finna change nothing around here. So move around, hitting on my husband, hating on my husband. Now when we get to the crib, hey, Hillary probably dealt with him, but Sean, we got to man up.
Man, we got to man up. We got to man up. I mean, being this living example out here in this community, across this world. I mean, as far as manning up, and so it's so many different reasons why our men are feeling left out. And let's say feeling left out, feeling left behind. And it's almost, me and my girl, we talk about it all the time about relearning things that we were taught, even as kids, and even as boys. As being boys, we were taught certain things as far as toys and this and that, and being able to take that into because I was looking at how many young men that now started, instead of college opting out to want to be the engineer, this, that, and other, they opting out to go get the degree as far as playing PlayStation. And that's a new sport that done jumped off. EA Sport that done jumped off. And now it's a degree with that.
It sure is.
It's a degree with that.
Because it's computer programming.
It's a degree that goes along with that now.
Yeah.
And so, but so many of us have been so distracted on that we don't. I was listening to, I was talking to some older guys, and they was really pouring their heart out to me because they're retired guys. They're retired carpenters, plumbers, electricians. And they was, because right now, we earlier you talked about something and I wrote down value. Okay, so our older guys need to see some value and not just be put out to the pasture because of retirement, right? And so we have to, as society, find a place for them because they do have some value. They got a knowledge of how to put stuff together. We got to find a place for these guys. These guys are crying out. It's like, Sean, man, I'd love to mentor some young men. Now, as far as the respect level, because you talked about women, but the respect level as far as these young men respecting these older men, that got to be something that got to be handled.
Got to be handled.
That's something because these older guys saying, but I can't really deal with the disrespect.
Right.
Because a lot of these guys, these young guys, ain't been taught no respect. They one way, and so when they come into any environment, they still one way. And so that got to be, but we got to find a place for these older guys to be able to bring some value and then bring some life principles back to the table.
Sean, I can't compare myself with nobody else, but I do appreciate my upbringing.
Yes, sir.
Very few disrespectful kids disrespect me, and it could be a number of things. It could be the way I carry myself. It could be my spirit. It could be the anointing. But when I run into a disrespectful kid, what I do is I respect them. And the Bible calls that pouring heaps of coal. But I think it runs deeper than that. I think a lot of these men scared of these disrespectful kids. They don't want to fool with them. See what I'm saying? Ain't too many people. That's why I love Tracy Dates. Tracy Dates going straight at whatever kid. He ain't trying to say, give me all the good kids. That's why I love and respect him. A whole lot of people ain't trying to fool with the kids that's disrespectful. They want the kid, they want to build their little legacy off the kids that got two-parent homes. And so I think more than the kid being disrespectful, I think it's more, I know at BCP with the preachers, it was more, they didn't want no parts of them. They used to leave BCP and do a track meet marathon to their car and burn rubber getting out of there.
Hub, you always, hey, you always
I ain't gonna change because I saw it with my own eyes.
Something you saw.
But they on the radio saying how good God is and how you have faith, but there used to be 15 to 20, 30 cats out there blowing back, drinking. Man, God ain't told you to say nothing to none of them. You just preached this powerful message on the radio. Now it's time to do the work. You done huddled up in the radio station. Now it's go time to play the game, and you gonna bypass the game to go home? Come on, man. Come on.
Hey, man, unaddressed.
And God allowed me.
Unaddressed.
God allowed me to be with you for 2 years to see that kind of stuff. And all the time I'm devising them. He's working on a plan. This is why. God is showing me that.
Because if I just told you, you would. If I just told you, you wouldn't address it.
If somebody just told me that, I wouldn't keep saying that over and over.
Yeah, if I just told you, hey, man, this is what's going down. You probably wouldn't believe it. Right.
But
you know what I learned in the military, what we both learned in the military, and a female sergeant taught me this, was say, Sean, you got to have tact. And what she meant by tact is you got to have some type of approach to be able to approach these guys.
Right.
And it can't be because you're going to get back.
That's right.
Whatever you throw out, you're going to get back.
That's right. That's right. But what they throw out, you can reverse with tact.
What you with tact, and what you showed me is that you know, if you come to them like that, you can receive more if you come with a different approach. I had something else in mind. I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna think about it. I had something you had taught me, a little snippet, but as we keep talking, it's gonna come back to me. I believe that. It's gonna come back to me. You know, and so that was you taught me that though. You taught me that.
Just think of how the pressure can get so bad that the thermometer inside you just busts, and now you're running around boiling. Right? Because you tried to let your feelings be known to your wife or your girl, right? And then the first time she get mad, she used what you done poured out against you.
Park right there for a second. So I'm down at my barbershop one day, morning, early in the morning, cleaning my tools off, doing what I do. Miel in there, doing what he do. We got ESPN on, Ain't nobody down there yet. We then went to Sam's and got our little sandwich early in the morning. Brother walk in. Brother been out all night long. He come in there. I look at him, what's up, bro? Face kind of swole up. Look like he been crying. He started tearing up to me. He said, Sean, man, I don't want to do this no more. He said, man, I don't want to sell this stuff no more, man. He said, but man, how can I be a man to my woman? He said, she on my back about doing this and doing that. I went and tried to find a job. I went to the temporary service. They tell me to come back and, I can't come back for 7 years. Until my record, this off my record in 7 years. My kids can't even look up me and respect me if I ain't got nothing to give them. Man, I don't want to do this no more, man. It was really crying out to me saying, man, can you give me some help? Can you give me some help? That coincides with sort of what you're saying.
Yeah, he boiling.
He boiling.
He boiling. And no help and nobody to believe in him.
Pastor Nash said when Keywan died, said the top is shaking.
So did passing, yeah.
He said the top. He said the top is shaking on the pot.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember old school, and you remember how a pot used to sit in, them greens might be in there.
Yes, sir.
And then that flame up there, and that water. And you see that top. Grandmama got that, and you see that top. Yeah. And that top get the boiling.
Did say that, yeah.
That top get the boiling. Yeah. And you know how many guys running around here in this community? And if you don't know how to talk to them, you need to keep on moving, because the top boiling.
I get about 5 or 10 inboxes from random for jobs every month. Maybe more than that. But what done started happening, the real JR, you know who the real JR is? The real JR done came a long way. The real JR text me a couple of days ago, this where I work. If you feel like somebody is serious and ain't gonna play around, I'll help them get a job. So
he texted me that.
And so what we have to do is we have to become the hub of the city, to where people know our motives is pure and we want to help. And you got people that need. Let me tell you this, and we're gonna move on. It was a preacher. I want to say Creflo Dollar, but maybe $1. But it was a preacher. He was getting ready to pray for people for jobs, and the Lord told him, "No, don't do that." And so what he did, he said, I need everybody that has the influence to hire somebody to stand up and come on this side. Right? And then after the people who could hire fire came up, he said, I need everybody who need a job to stand on this side. And see, that's what we have to do. We have to be the access to the community, right? We have to be the access to the community in order for us to turn this thing around. And so in order for us to reinvent ourselves, because the poor lady called me 2 days ago, inboxed me, said, can you and Aaron come mentor kids at this certain school? I said, man, Aaron in the middle of a big race, and man, I'm mentoring. I got 3 different spots right now.
Right.
But in the back of my mind, I was thinking about what you told me. These people use you up and throw you away. So I'm strategic. And so But as people see, and as the guys that we helping getting jobs, guys or gals, then it's gonna grow hope. Because what's missing now is hope. Because so many of the parties don't really care.
Right, right.
And so one of the things I want to do, I want to grab care. I got more direct input on the U of I students than the chancellor.
Well, you know,
because they in the back of my car.
Right.
And they said, man, you do this for a living? I said, man, this money ain't nothing. But I want to hear what's on your mind. And at the same time, I minister. So what we have to do is we have to grab the community hands, we got to grab the university hands and bring it together.
Bridge that gap.
Because shame on us. These kids coming all the way from Africa and China and all over there.
And being to go back to their community and man up. Because they done came over here and got rich.
And we got kids that don't even know what
they done got rich.
Yeah.
With knowledge.
Yeah, but we got kids right here in our backyard who don't even know what the alma mater is.
That's straight broke. Broke right
And I'm
here.
gonna throw this in for free. I know of professionals who getting paid $100,000, over $100,000, and they don't want nothing to do with anybody that's trying to help at-risk kids. They don't even want you around. But they don't know this. I'm on a mission for God. So you know what? He gonna get you out of the way because you in the way. All he doing is let me know. I'm not gonna get in your face and put you on blast and all that. Because guess what? I'm on a mission for him. You gonna move out the way. You are going to move out the way. I ain't got to get jazzy with you. I can keep tact. I can use tact to maintain the basic relationship with you. But in the back of my mind, you got to go because you're in the way. You don't even like kids.
And you know, one of the things about a hub is like me and you know, one of the things that I mean, they called me from the one-on-one mentoring program. And one of the things I told you about is that I had to tell the lady, no, I can't do it because I don't want to commit to something that I ain't gonna be able to follow up with. These young men that already had people in and out of their lives, dropping them, hurting them. You know, when I step to these young men, I want to be effective. You know, I want to be effective, even if it ain't nothing but 3 or 4 hours. I want to be an effective 3 or 4 hours where I was impactful and I plant that seed so some others can water.
And the other side of that is you mentor every day.
You know, and so but as we talk about, and you talk about manning up, and you also talking about womaning up, because that go hand in foot, manning up and womaning up, you know, for this community to be able to come on up. You know, and so that's exactly what we rounding this off at, because that's what needs to happen. Man up and woman up so our community can come on up, because right now we're at an all-time low. You know, because of the backbiting, the fighting of each other, the competitiveness of seeing, you know, and the crab. We say it as cliches, but the crab mentality. You know, and the bucket mentality to see somebody else trying to do something, or the duplicate program, or this person got this program and I want to do the same program, you know, and if I'm doing the same thing, that don't mean we got to put Terry's program down. No. The problem's so vast.
It's so vast.
I mean,
the harvest is plentiful,
but the labor,
man, it's enough to go around.
Man,
one guy just came at me so hard, and he was selling chicken. Why you coming at me? Why you hating on me? I'm working with kids. I ain't selling chicken. Why's you running my name in the ground?
Because he just seeing your face. He just seen. I was like when I had a restaurant.
We can't sell chicken and help kids.
And that was like when I had a restaurant. You know, I had a restaurant. And I ain't gonna say that I had a restaurant.
Right.
And I went to another restaurant in the community. You know, some folks. I'm trying to support them at night.
Right.
I had 20 guys watching the game at my house. Man, they wanted some chicken.
Right.
I went across there. Hey, man, look, man, we need 100 pieces of chicken.
Right.
They looking at me crazy, like I'm over there trying to read their menu, you know, a spy or something. Man, look, don't treat me like that. I can go somebody else and get this chicken, man. You know, I mean, these guys want this meal. And I had to talk to the people and talk to the owners about it. You know, I mean, don't treat me like that. I don't care. We shouldn't be competitive because we doing the same thing.
That's right.
Actually, we should be communicating.
That's right. That's right.
Actually, we should be communicating.
And
that's the same
way. It's a word. It's another word. Collaborate.
Actually, we need to
collaboration.
And iron sharpening iron.
You know what? I went live today because a very good friend of mine who's turned his life around, and I've been knowing him since a kid, and he's doing great.
Yeah.
And he's looking great. And he was selling.
seen that.
He was selling food right outside my establishment in his food truck. And I went live and said, hey, man, y'all come support. And maybe 15 to 20 people just on the live came, man. And that gives me hope, man.
Yeah.
That gives me hope that, hey, man, help this guy out. He trying to do the right thing. He trying to stay straight legal. Let's help him.
Let's pour
Pastor
into
Parks,
it.
I don't want to start naming some names, but Pastor Parks is one of the guys.
Yeah.
Sheldon, they came right
Yeah,
up.
good dudes.
And so I tried some alligator today.
Yeah.
But man, just to see his face and appreciate that somebody believe in him, man. It's hope, man. Even with these little Thundercats, man, it's hope.
Man, let me tell you, that's why I said celebration. You have to be tactful, and I'm gonna talk directly into the television, directly to the community, directly to these households, because a lot of this stuff, you know, when we go back to talking about where the issues happen, it first starts right there in our households, right there in our own households, before it hit the police department, the community leaders, the mentors, the schools, or whatever, right back in our households, man. Man, when we got these men in your households, man, I know that some of them got a bunch of issues, but the small steps. Let's take it right back down to, let's celebrate them for the things they do good, instead of focusing on all the things that we need to work on. Because there's some stuff that we need to work on, there's some stuff I'm working on. You know, but
we all are,
we working.
Yeah.
We're work in progress.
Yeah.
But let's celebrate. Let's cheer these folk on, man.
I call it enjoying the view.
Man.
As you keep moving towards the top, enjoy the view.
You know, cheer and celebrate these guys, man. Hey, man, look, it's cool when you come home early that you get a chance where you can sit down and have a family conversation. You know, let this young man be able to see this guy that's in the house. So let him be able to see this guy home early and celebrate that.
You know what? And this is just in my spirit. It's kind of off topic, but it's in my spirit. Sooner or later, the university gonna have to sit down and talk to the right people. I don't know who they talking to now, but they ain't talking to the right people. Because the more lack of hope you have north of university, it's coming south. Them guys, just because you got a green light or a line in the sand on university, that
It ain't a fence.
So
offense.
you got to start taking preventive measures.
We trying to be proactive.
And talking and taking preventive measures. You got to be talking to the people who really want change, not some change.
Hey.
See, you talking to the people who looking for change. They want that bread. You need to sit down with the people who won't change and who have direct relationships with the people who causing the problem.
Let me tell you
Because some of the people who you talking to that want to change, they won't go over there themselves. Let the truth be told.
I know this. Let the truth be told. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna keep it right there. They just passed a budget of about $4 billion or some horrendous number, and probably even larger than that. You know. And so, but when those guys, when those basketball players was at their peak, they dealt with the hood, baby. Hey, they came right there to my shop. Even the coaching staff.
And hooped at Douglas Center.
Even the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Because it was some stuff that they needed.
That's right. That's right.
The treasure
Yeah.
was across university.
Yeah.
The treasure wasn't on university.
That's right.
They understood that.
Yeah.
So when they went to be a top contender, I think for the Final Four.
Right.
I think that's when we went to the Final Four.
Right.
And so when they was a top contender to get that big recognition, they was across university because it was a treasure chest of wealth that they needed, and they know they needed that because we cheered them on. You know,
It
we
was
made them
like
feel.
they was able to leave campus and go to their own family reunion.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You need your family. You need somebody that you can relate to. And so that's what we did, and we loved on them. It wasn't that we put them in danger. No, you know, you got to, like you said, get with the right folk. that's on the same path as you on, because we want to see the same outcome, you know. But it's just like Champaign or Urbana, you know. We think that because we're a twin city that it's a fence put up. No, guys going from Urbana to Champaign committing stuff. Guys went right on to university committing stuff. In order to break that cycle, we have to all now do what we do, like Community Coalition and some other things, is now start talking to them players. So find out what we need to do, because we all want to live in a safe community.
Environment.
We want to live in a safe community.
Let me say
a
this.
community has hope.
I love the campus kids because they challenge my mind. They challenge my mind. And they're on Friday and Saturday they talk a little bit more, if you know what I mean, and they tell a little bit more. And so the young Asian lady that the guy dropped off didn't even have the respect to walk her down to the car, and it was dark, 3:30 in the morning. So the young Asian lady, I said, how would your mom feel about what just went down? What are you talking? Don't play with me. Before she left my car, she was crying, saying thank you. So it ain't just about Ubering.
You made her have a flashback.
It's ministry.
You had to have a flashback.
But if you think that some police in the police car gonna stop them from crossing, you're deceived.
Come on,
and
man.
if you don't deal with the problem
You be like
in a preventive way, you know what I'm saying?
You be like them guys I told a long time ago. I said, man, you better get with the stick-up man. I know the stick-up man. And then thank God that I didn't gave him tools and fuse and a cigarette here and there.
Right.
You know, so they look past me. They come to me. I know how to handle it.
Right.
You know, hey man, look, it's me, old
Whether
Lord,
you
standing
come over here or have
leave me alone.
Yeah, have
Jump,
them
Bobo.
come over there. It has to connect.
Man, come on.
So
If
they
you don't,
can be
they come to get you.
And here's my last point, because we winding down.
Yes, sir.
What a feeling to take 40 it's about 30 middle schoolers to the Geno program on campus from Rantoul, most probably 20% Hispanic, 30% Caucasian, and 50% black. And when they walked in the program, everybody else in there was Asian students. And they were right there with them learning the same thing. The kids are. And so these are the ways you got to let these kids in.
I always said, Hub, and before we get off this program, I always said, man, we have enough issues right here in this community, but we have enough problem solvers right here in this community. We got enough tools in the toolbox right in this community for us to be a blueprint for the rest of the world of how to do it. This is how you do it.
This is how you do it.
This is how you do it.
Because it's happening everywhere.
We got enough good people right here in this community to show how you do it.
How you do it.
You know, hey, I thank the Lord for everybody that tuned in to us for another episode, Let the Truth Be Told. Man, it is funny how time flies when you're having fun. You know, I really appreciate everybody that tune in to us every Sunday night. Everybody on our Facebook Live, man, I really appreciate it. I seen you, Peb. Big shouts out to you. Keep your head up. Mr. Son's candlelight visual and things of that nature on the anniversary of her son passing away. She liked our comments and liked what we were talking about. Man, we still praying for you, and I love you, and I will be to holler at you, you know, because you got to keep on loving on folks, man. We got to keep on loving on folks in our community, man. It's all about building folks up,
and
man.
Real quick, I love how you do service after. It don't stop once the casket drops.
Oh no!
You go by and you check. I know this. I watch you.
No.
And those follow-ups mean.
All my families become part of my family. All my families become part of my family.
And be not deceived. God is not marked. What a man soweth, that
also reap.
And what that means is you're gonna need some more staff.
Yes, sir.
Because it ain't gonna take long for that to grow.
Yes, sir.
Williams Memorial.
Yes, sir. Ian, I thank you very much for your patience. Thank all of you guys for tuning in to us, man. Thank you for another episode of Let the Truth Be Told.